All
Your hair looks really
right.
shiny.
Mine?
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
or glossy.
It works out every now and then.
Your hair looks nice every day, to
Oh,
be honest.
geez.
It's true.
Oh, thank you. I like
Good
your hair.
morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Welcome,
Oh,
welcome.
all right. As people are trickling in, how are you doing today, Violet?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. For those that are tuning in, we have Thanksgiving holidays coming up, so we are quite excited. I am very
Indeed.
excited. So we're off Thursday and Friday this week, so it's gonna be a 4-day weekend for us. I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it'll be really nice.
Same.
And then, yeah, I have the chat open as well for you guys. So if you guys wanted to like let us know where you're watching from, what time it is for you. Um, and just say hi. I love hearing from you guys. If you guys wanted to leave something in the chat, please do say hi. For those that are new, potentially, my name is PJ. I'm the Assistant Director for Strategic Communications and Recruitment. Really long title. Very excited to be hosting these. These are probably one of my favorite things. Part of my job that I really enjoy is doing webinars and talking to you guys. So this is really fun. Seon says hi. Hi, Seon. It's good to see
Hi.
you. We're very excited to welcome you in the spring. Violet, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Violet Kind. I'm the International Enrollment Coordinator here at the Kearney International Center. I get to kind of help you throughout the process of applying and getting here. So if you have any questions, a lot of times it's me or one of my assistants that are answering them. So you can always email the international at mnsu.edu inbox if you have any questions along the journey. We try and help as much as we can. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for that, Violet. So today's webinar session is going to be pretty brief, but it's going to be packed with a lot of information for you guys. Um, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. Um, are you monitoring the YouTube site, Violet? Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much.
No
And
problem.
I'm going to share my screen here in just a second. I just want to make sure I have the correct one open. All right. I can't believe we're almost done with our pre-arrival series also. We have, I think, one coming up in December and then another one on the 18th, and that's about it. So
Wow.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's just around the corner. I can't believe January is like 6 weeks away.
Yeah. I think our next session is on December 3rd, isn't it?
I'm gonna believe you there.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
December
And
3rd.
the orientation is starts 7 weeks from today.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
wild.
It's the tuition insurance and payment one next. I'm just
Okay.
adding that to my to the PowerPoint because I forgot about that one. Okay, now I'm gonna share my screen. All right, guys. Lynette from Kenya. Hi, Lynette. It's good to see you again. Thank you for being here. How's everyone's day going? It's pretty, actually, the weather here is pretty good in Minnesota today, honestly. I only wore a half vest today because the weather's pretty nice. It's like 49 degrees. How much is that in Celsius?
Mm, I'm gonna
Uh,
take a wild guess and say that
oh,
it's
okay, you guess. I'll take a look. You guess.
17. I
Ooh,
might be totally off.
close, close. It's 10 degrees Celsius.
Okay, okay.
Period.
A
Yeah, it's like
good
49, 10
word.
degrees Celsius here. That is for us. I think for me is like pretty good weather, so I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
There's no snow yet, so You guys are off the hook for now. Okay. All right. Today is going to be a fairly quick session. Again, like I said before, we are going to talk about airports, Customs and Border Patrol, which is an area that we get a lot of questions about, and traveling to Mankato. So if you already have your visa and you're thinking about getting to Mankato, we'll tell you what shuttles to take, all of that good stuff. All right. When you're flying into Minnesota, you're going to fly into Minneapolis, St. Paul, MSP. The M and I, oh my gosh, that's gonna bug me. I capitalized the I in Minneapolis, so that's gonna bug me for a little bit. But you're going to be flying into MSP, which is the nearest and largest airport to Mankato. International arrivals are typically in Terminal 1, so that's likely where you're going to be landing. But if you already have your flight tickets, just make sure you cross-check if you're flying into Terminal 1 or Terminal 2, because those are two different locations. If you, for example, you get into Terminal 1 and then you have your bus ticket, your shuttle booked for Terminal 2, then you're going to have to take the shuttle to Terminal 2. And so it just becomes a big kind of chaos. So just make sure you're checking which terminal you're flying into. If you're a smoker, no smoking is allowed at the airport, and there's only allocated outdoor spots where you can go and smoke. Also remember, oh, should we quiz them? No, I don't think we have to quiz
I
them.
love that idea.
Because I
Yeah,
was like,
let's do it.
oh, what do you guys think is the minimum age for alcohol and smoking in the US?
That is a good quiz. Anyone want to guess? Put your guess in the chat.
I'm quickly I'm creating a poll.
We've
I have so much time today.
got a guess for 21. Any other guesses?
I'm gonna launch a poll.
I like it.
I'll give you guys like 10 seconds. 10, 15 seconds. I'll be nice. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna end the poll now. Violet, look at the answers. Do you see the answer?
Wow. Yeah, do. Yeah. All right. Well, one of you got this correct.
Oh, somebody said 16.
Okay.
All right. So in the US, the minimum age for buying and consuming alcohol, buying and like smoking cigarettes is actually 21. So if you're 18 and you're traveling and you're a smoker and you're coming to the United States, you got to start thinking about how you want to quit smoking because you will not be able to buy them here. Um, So this is good. It's 21. So be careful about that. Don't go into an alcohol store and try and buy alcohol. They will ask you for your ID, and if you're not 21, you might be in trouble. All right. Thank you for playing that and humoring me, you guys. All right. Customs and Border Patrol. So this is going to be where you're going to need a few of your documents. Again, like always, carry it in your folder, make sure they're marked so you know what stuff is where. If you're not marked and you have a carry-on in your backpack and you're coming to Borders and Customs and Border Patrol and you don't know where your documents are, it becomes a mess. And there's usually a really long line for Customs and Border Patrol, so you don't want to be holding people up in the line. I had to come through when I came through for the first time I came to the US, my port of entry was Chicago. So Chicago Airport is where I had to do it because that's where I was landing into the US first. And then I took a flight to Minneapolis. But I remember it was a very quick process. However, it was a pretty long wait and a long line. So just keep in mind that you might be in line for a few hours. Um, if you get lucky and it's quick, great. But there's a little bit of a line in order to get through Customs and Border Patrol. So have these documents in your backpack all ready to go. Obviously, your passport with your visa on it, your I-20 printed and signed and dated. When you print your I-20, there's a little space in the bottom where you can put your signature and date, make sure that's completed, and that kind of seals it. Financial affidavit and bank statements. So if you had these documents that you submitted when you were requesting an I-20 from us, bring those with you if you have them already. Most likely than not, you're not going to get asked to submit these, but or like show these at Customs and Border Patrol, but you also never know. So just make sure you carry them with you, and obviously your admissions letter from MSU, have that printed as well. Okay, Seihan asked, will the customs officer ask to keep any of the documents? No, they usually ask to see it and then they'll return it back to you. But just make sure you have them. Um, a lot of times they're going to ask a couple questions, and the purpose of this is that they want to ensure that you're coming here for like what you're saying you're coming here for, and you kind of know what you're talking about and what you're doing. So for me, when I came through Customs and Border Patrol, they asked me the name of my university. Duh, I knew that, Minnesota State Mankato. So the first thing they asked me was for my passport. After I gave them my passport, they asked me for my I-20. This was like a long time ago, so I'm also trying to, but this is essentially how the process is like. But they asked for my passport and then they asked for my I-20. And then they asked me like what university I'm going to. Because again, remember my port of entry was in Chicago and I'm coming to Minnesota. So they asked me what university, what major, and I think he made a joke at some point. So for me, it was a fairly like quick and funny because I think he made a joke about winter, Minnesota winter. And at the time, I was really oblivious, obviously, because I hadn't been to Minnesota and I didn't know how the winters are. But I'm pretty sure he made a joke about Minnesota weather. Um, but that's kind of all he asked me, and then he kind of let me through. Um, Sometimes they might ask you more like additional questions. It really depends, right, on the officer there. But as long as you have your documents with you and you're not acting suspicious, you're typically fine. If sometimes for some reason, if you get pulled into secondary screening, don't freak out. It can happen. Sometimes you might get randomly selected to get into secondary screening, but don't panic. Take a deep breath. You're coming here for school. You're not doing anything wrong. You have your documents with you. Um, Later down the slides, I'll share you guys a couple numbers that you can reach out to. Obviously, our office number is listed on there, and then my number is also listed on there, along with Alyssa's. So if something were to happen and you were taken into secondary screening and they want to reach out to us, those numbers are listed on there so that they can reach out to us and we can just confirm that you are coming here for school. So here's the contact information. We have the front desk number. So this is a quick disclaimer. You should probably take a photo of this or a screenshot. If for some reason you're not able to, just know, you guys already know that this is a recorded session, so it's going to be on our YouTube page, so you can go back and take a screenshot. But my phone number is listed on there. Alyssa's is listed, admissions team, and front desk. Generally, when the officer's calling, they'll call the front desk. But then you have other numbers on there too, just in case.
And by the way, that number that was listed for me is one digit off. It should be 389
Hold on.
5200.
Hold on. I knew it. Something was off. You know what? I'm also going to fix that Minneapolis. I
While we're
haven't
at it.
stopped thinking about it. 389. All right. And then I'll reshare it so you guys have the correct numbers. Sorry about that. Thank you for pointing that out, Violet.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. So that's correct now. So just now you can take a screenshot, delete what you have. And I also fixed Minneapolis. So now it looks right. Okay. When you're at the airports, right, sometimes if you haven't traveled internationally or if you haven't traveled to the US before, sometimes you will see dogs in most baggage claim areas in customs. Dogs are searching for food, large sums of money, and or drugs. They're trained to do so, and a lot of times they're just doing their job. They're employed, they're there to do their job. Don't pet or ask to pet the dogs. Let them do their thing. I know dogs are really cute and you want to like pet them and you want to say hi to them, but generally at the airport, if you see them working, let them work. If they approach you, don't freak out. Just wait for the officer to tell you what to do. Sometimes, yeah, if the dog smells something that you have, potentially maybe you brought a food item that you're not supposed to bring, it might come to you. But don't freak out as long as you don't have anything illegal on you and you're not like trying to import stuff that you shouldn't be importing, you're generally fine. Sometimes the dogs are off duty, and that's when they'll usually have a sign that says, ask to pet me, and then you can actually go and pet them. I was able to do that. What airport was this? It was a very big dog, and she was off duty, and she had a little sign that said, oh, I'm off duty, you can come and pet me. And I went and pet her, and it was really nice. So if you see that, then you can. Otherwise, don't. Just keep your distance, do your thing. Sometimes they'll also ask you to, right before you go through to the counter or something, they'll ask like two people in pairs to walk while the dog's just kind of hanging out there as well. I know at MSP Terminal 1, they've made me do that a few times, but don't freak out. It's fine. Okay, you've made it through customs at this point. Yay, a great job. Hopefully it's a quick process for you and it's not stressful. So once you've made it through, now you got to travel to Mankato. Mankato is an hour and a half south from MSP. And there's a few options as to how you can get to Mankato. Obviously, like there is options of taking a taxi, Uber, Lyft, or other rideshare from airport to Mankato. However, we don't recommend it generally. It's too expensive. They're difficult to find. Not every Uber driver or Lyft driver is going to be okay or like will accept this because it's like an hour and a half drive down and then they have to travel an hour and a half back home. So typically they don't really do it or they don't accept it, but it's also very expensive. What we recommend is Land to Air Express. They're a shuttle service, so they either have a bus or like a van, like you see in the picture. They pick you up directly from the airport and then they drop you directly on campus. When you're online on the website for landtoairexpress.com, the website that you see on the screen, you can select what airport. So for you, when you're booking it, you'd have to decide where you're going to be landing. Is it Terminal 1 or Terminal 2? So you pick that. And then for where it says 2, you'll pick Mankato MNSU, not the depot because that's a further away downtown and you don't want to be there. Well, you can, and then you have to take Uber home. Why would you want to do that? So you're going to want to pick Mankato MNSU, so it drops you directly on campus. Another thing that we do provide for like students that are coming in is we will have some students that will be driving you to from like this campus to where you live. We haven't confirmed schedules for those, but if those are confirmed and when those are confirmed, those are going to be on the KIC portal. So just keep an eye out on there as well. So if you're landing late, you can contact one of the students and they can come pick you up and drop you off at your apartment. And they'll also kind of help you out in other areas if you need it, but they're going to be here. Once that schedule is confirmed, it's going to be on the KIC portal. It is approximately an hour and 30 minutes trip from Whitland to Air. I think it's an hour 20, no, an hour 30 or an hour 40 because they do make stops along the way. They stop in St. Peter and I know they make a few other stops depending on who wants to stop where. But you'll be here in an hour and a half, and then from here you can find transportation to where you're living. If you're living in the dorms, you'll be right on campus. And if you're living somewhere else, you can find transportation from there.
And I would suggest making sure you don't book it at the very last minute because a lot of times the shuttles aren't huge and so they have limited availability. So
Hmm.
just make sure that you're keeping that in mind. You know, you book your flight ticket, you see which terminal you're coming into, and then, you know, if you're able to book your shuttle right away, it's nice to get that done.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm actually gonna, you guys are very capable students. Like you guys are planning, you know, to come all the way here. So I know you guys are very capable, but I'll kind of show you what the website looks like. So I just put in Land to Air Express on Google. This is what the website looks like. Um, from here, you're just going to do MSP. Typically, you might likely be in Terminal 1. And then no, I'll say Mankato, and then here's the two options that you get that we mentioned before. I would do MNSU. And then that's a great point, Violet. Thank you, because I know that I've seen that seats are filling up really fast. So if you're coming in, say, especially if you're coming in around the holidays, you might want to book them sooner. I noticed that see, they don't have anything on just like Christmas. They had some actually, but I think they're all full now. Um, so you're gonna want to book them as soon as possible. That's crazy because on the 25th, when I looked last week, they had like six or seven buses.
Oh, really?
Either they're closed for Christmas
I
or
bet
they're
that's it.
booked. I bet that's it. Yeah, because I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, they're running on Christmas too. But
Wow.
typically they run from 5 in the morning until 9 p.m. at night. So the fact that this is not here, it probably means they're closed early for Christmas or they're booked. But yeah,
Yeah.
they generally have until 9:30. So, and it's $37. Sometimes it's even cheaper depending on when you're flying in. I've seen as low as $11. $11 up to 37. I've never seen anything above $37 though. So book it this way so it's cheaper. So for example, if you're coming in pretty late and there's no bus services, you can also book a hotel very close by. There's a lot of cheap options next to the airport. Stay the night and then the hotels generally will have a shuttle that will pick you up at the airport. So make sure you use that service. And then the next day before your shuttle to Mankato, you can ask them to say on Uber shows 25 to $30. Should I be still be 25
I
to $30
I don't
for,
believe it.
yeah, I don't believe it.
Yeah. Um,
That'd be crazy.
yeah. I've never heard of that in my entire time living here. Um,
Hold on.
maybe that's it.
I actually want to look it up as well now.
I know.
Oh,
Let's
wait, is
see.
my screen sharing? No, right?
No,
Oh, sorry, hold on.
let me see.
We're
I'm gonna
we're
look it
on
up as well.
time. Yeah, we're on time, so I think it's okay for me. Oh, probably regional services. Yeah, it could be that because you're looking from Turkey. I'm going to share my screen right now because I actually would be pleasantly surprised if that was the case.
Yeah, mine right
Let's
now is showing $145, 160,
Oh
172,
man. Yeah, it's generally a
200
hundred
some.
plus.
And that's one way. So, yeah, it gets to be a lot.
I think the last time I used I have used Uber from the airport to home very recently. Um, I think I paid without tips, I paid 140.
Okay.
So with tips it was like 170 or something.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Expensive. So Seihan, I highly encourage you to book Land to Air. That's going to be a
Yeah.
lot more affordable for you.
And more reliable.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, that's a great point because the first Uber that I booked, because I booked in advance, he canceled on me like
Oh
the day
no.
before. Yeah, he canceled on me the day before. And then I had
Yeah.
to like find someone else with some mess because it's a long drive for them. So I understand.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even think I was going to get an Uber. It was just like, oh, let me just see if I can actually book one.
Hmm.
And he was a really nice guy and it was really late. So I ended up giving him a good tip because I was like, well, you have to drive 30, like an hour and a half back. So.
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, but land to air is a great deal. And sometimes if you book in advance too, you can get those lower rates like 15 to $20, just kind of depending on the demand of that time. But yeah.
Also, oh, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, and then make sure you save Land to Air's number on your phone just in case something happens and you need to contact them. They do have a 24/7 like phone number that you can get. Just have that saved on your phone. I know in the past I've had to like call them for some reason and they answered right away. So just have that number saved.
Yeah, if your flight gets delayed or something and you need to book a later shuttle than the one that you originally did, they'll be able to kind of let you know and see if they can help.
Is 1 hour enough to come out of the airport and catch the Land to Air? If you
Uh,
have already been through customs,
yeah.
it should be enough time. However, if it's a direct flight and you have to go through Customs and Border Patrol at MSP, it might not be enough time. So do you have a layover somewhere else, Sayan? Just curious, because that will help us. Yep. Okay. Okay, so Chicago, O'Hare. Okay, cool.
Yep.
In that case, you might actually be able to make it on time. But then also think about the fact that you also have to go to baggage claim and grab your luggages. So that can take a little bit of time. Yeah. Depending on how many luggages you're bringing, it's probably.
Yeah. If everything goes smoothly, yes,
Mhm.
and according to plan. But you know how travel goes. So,
Yeah.
just expect that there might be some changes, but hope for the best and be willing to be flexible and adaptable.
And yeah, just make sure because you guys are coming in the spring. I know I say this in every webinar, but it's going to be cold when you guys get here. It's going to be very cold. And so just make sure you pack a nice jacket. Obviously, you don't have to wear it on the plane, right? It's probably going to be really hot, but just make sure you pack a nice jacket and beanie at least, and gloves if you're able to. It probably won't be snowing very much. Oh, I'm going to jinx myself. Sorry. Fifth tip. Um, but it could potentially be snowing as well. So just make sure you have a good jacket that you're packing, beanies, gloves, so that when you get out of the airport, you're not like freezing because it can get really cold and we don't want you guys to get
Mhm.
frostbite. Um, anything else that I'm missing, Violet?
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, gloves and a hat that covers your ears. You'll want those because you might be waiting outside a little bit for your shuttle. Um, and goodness forbid if anything happened to your shuttle along the way and you had to walk anywhere, you would want to be covered. It can get really cold. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we also don't want it to be too big of a shock to your system, especially if you're from some place where it's always been warm and it
Hmm.
doesn't get very cold. It could be a big shock to your body and you might get sick. So we don't want that to happen. So be mindful about that. Um, I was gonna share something else. Nope. Uber, that's what I was going. I'm gonna close off of it, but do you see my screen okay?
Hmm.
Okay. Again, orientation is mandatory for spring 2026. Orientation dates are Monday, January 5th through Friday, January 9th. However, check the KIC portal for the full schedule. There are a few things that still need to be finalized. So when you go on the KIC portal and look at the orientation schedule, you might notice that a lot of them says to be announced or TBD. If you see that, just know that we will confirm it soon enough. First day to enter the US is December 6th, 2025. We're very excited to meet you. Another great place to follow us is our social media. Our Instagram is KICMNSU, and we will be posting a lot of pre-arrival content there as well. So things like how do you get on the bus? How do you use the bus services? What to pack? And some other like things that you must know. And then you can also look at our other students that we have highlighted on our social media. We love celebrating you, and social media is definitely a way that we do that. So you can kind of start looking at what students are involved in. You'll also see a lot of registered student organizations, so RSOs that are on our social media. So you can start looking at those and kind of start thinking about what extracurricular stuff you might want to be involved in. And you'll also be familiarized with students that are already here, and you might see them during orientation. Our peer mentors are awesome, and so they'll be there during the orientation week and they'll be there to help you out. So don't hesitate to ask for help. where are you guys are going to meet me, Violet, and all of the rest of the KIC team as well that week, and we're very excited to meet you and welcome you guys. Our upcoming webinar, so we only have two left, which is crazy to me. Our next one is going to be December 3rd at 11 a.m. on tuition, insurance, and payments. This is going to be a very important session to attend, just so you guys know what um, information, how much money you need to bring right away. Because during orientation, you will have to pay your student health insurance. It's mandatory. Unless you pay that, you will not be able to register for your classes. So that's an amount that you're going to want to bring with you. And then, yeah, we'll also talk about what tuition looks like, how to make payments, all of that fun stuff. December 18th is going to be our last pre-arrival session series, so it's going to be an orientation overview. By this point, we'll likely have everything confirmed for you, so this is going to be a good session because Paulina is going to be the one presenting, and she'll tell you guys what to expect for during this week. Again, more info on your KIC portal. We have an upcoming Instagram Live on December 8th at 10 a.m. Central Time. And I will be there, and I will likely have either Violet or my graduate assistant Ritika is going to be there, and that's an opportunity for you guys to ask a lot more questions. I think with Instagram it's a lot informal because I don't have anything prepared. I'm just there to hang out with you guys and chat with you guys. We call it the Coffee with KIC series. So you guys should come and hang out and we can get to know each other. All right. Yep. You already have that. If you're here, you know where to find it. And with that, I think that's all of it. Lynette said share accommodation information both on campus and off campus.
And
Let me
PJ, I can share that with everyone. It only lets me share it with hosts and panelists.
try
If you
that
could share that.
one more time.
The link that I just shared, I don't know if it showed. Oh, there we go. Now I have that option.
Do you? Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
Yes, so Lynette, accommodation information, it really depends. We've also done a session already actually on YouTube. We did it on housing like 3 weeks ago. I'm going to share that with you actually in the chat. So if you're still looking for housing, Lynette, this might be great. And the link that Violet shared is really good because it has all of the deadlines for on-campus living, what you need to know, deposit information. They did a really great job of making one for international students specifically. So make sure you save that link that Violet has shared. And then this is the housing webinar that we did very recently. We actually had our current students attend the session and they kind of shared where they live, how much they pay, what their living situation looks like, but it's really up to you and what your budget is. Essentially, long story short, I would recommend you watch the video, the YouTube link that I shared because we go into it a lot in depth. Essentially, it's really up to you, your budget. You have the option of living off campus or on campus. We don't require international students to live on campus, or students, we don't require any of our students to live on campus their first year. I know some universities do that. We don't do that. However, we do find that students that live on campus have a slightly higher GPA, but I think it's also because you're in very close proximity to literally everything that you need to go to. If you're living off campus, it becomes a little harder. So look at the video, and if you have any questions, you have our emails, international@mnsu.edu. You guys also have me on WhatsApp, so you guys can also message me on WhatsApp, and I'll do my best to answer. But really great question, Lynette. All right. I think that is all for today.
Someone on YouTube said, "Hey, what's up?" And I don't know what that means. I don't know if
Oh,
they've sent us a
Harsha,
message
okay.
on WhatsApp.
I'm gonna assume Harsha joined from our WhatsApp group
Okay.
because I had sent out a call on WhatsApp that we're going live. So hi, Harsha, nice to meet you. All right, I think that's all for today. Very quick session. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, night, day, afternoon, morning,
All
something
the
like that.
things.
All the things.
Have a nice time.
Have a nice time. Hey
We'll see you
guys,
on the next webinar, hopefully, and then on campus in 7 weeks.
very excited to meet you guys.
Yay!